Hi, I'm Dr. Stacey Berry from Berry and Reynolds Psychology. I just want to explain a little bit to you today about what's actually happening in your brain when you have a mind blank during exams, and a few little things that we can do to try to help that situation. To describe this really simply, I'm just going to talk about two areas of the brain, the brainstem and the frontal lobe. Our brainstem sits just here above our spinal column. When our brain senses a threat, our brainstem activates our body to respond in a way to protect itself by quickening up our breathing, speeding up our heart rate, and releasing adrenaline to fire up our muscles. This is also what happens when we experience anxiety. Our brain senses a threat and our body gets geared up to protect ourselves. For some of us, this is also what's happening during exams. We experience fear and our body gets geared up in a really similar way. The second part of the brain that we're talking about is here, the frontal lobe. This is responsible for rational thought, reasoning, clear thinking, all the things that we really need during an exam. Unfortunately, when the brainstem is activated, our frontal lobe switches off. This is supposed to be helpful in a life or death situation so that we can react just based on our survival instincts, but of course it's not going to be helpful in an exam. So what are we going to do about that? So there are actually a couple of things that we can do to help this, both before and during an exam. So before an exam, don't cram on the morning of your exam. Thinking and worrying about all the things you should know will just heighten your sense of threat and will activate your brainstem. Instead, make sure you study regularly during the days or weeks beforehand. Secondly, in the hour or two before an exam, do something you enjoy that turns on your mental alertness and that is non-threatening, like a walk with your iPod or talking with a friend. Thirdly, make sure you get plenty of sleep in the days leading up to your exam. Your system can be overreactive to threats if you're tired. Now, during an exam, if your mind has gone blank on something that you know, this is because your brainstem is active and your frontal lobe has switched off. Don't sit there continuing to try to think, fretting, getting more and more frustrated. This will only continue the activity in your brainstem. Instead, give yourself 3 minutes downtime. Put your pen at the top of your desk, move your chair back, look high on the wall in front of you, and take 3 deep breaths, making sure the air is going all the way down to your belly. Thirdly, try not to think of the question you are working on. Instead, focus on something you can feel, like the feeling of your body in the chair or your school uniform between your fingers. For 3 minutes, just focus on that one thing and keep breathing deep and slow. Once your system has had a chance to calm down, the brainstem will deactivate and your frontal lobe can kick back into gear. I hope this has been helpful. Remember, anxiety is a normal part of our emotional experience. We all have it, and we're never aiming to completely get rid of our nerves. We just want to keep our anxiety in that range where it's helpful, where it helps us to be alert and motivated, rather than when it works against us. If you'd like any more support with anxiety, or if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to give us a call.